Hey friends, it's Living Young Country Girl, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys ways that I support my body during that monthly time that is just not so pleasant. So men, if you're watching this video, you probably want to click out, but women, if you want to see what oils and things I use to help support my body during this time and before, then stick around because I'm going to share all of that with you coming up next. All right, ladies, I was kind of surprised when I Googled or searched in YouTube the videos that were out there talking about this subject. It really isn't a lot, and I feel like it's just not something a lot of people talk about. And maybe some people are uncomfortable asking their enroller about it. So I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to share this with you so you guys can kind of see what I do. Now, I want to make a disclaimer here real quick. I have no health issues when it comes to that. I don't have endometriosis or any kind of issues. So this is talking about a normal, healthy person's cycle and how I would support that, like for myself. I'm not prescribing, so please, please, please don't take it that way. I cannot tell you guys, I cannot in the comments. If you ask me what you can do for specific things, I can't help you with that. I don't have any initials behind my name. I'm not an MD or any of those things. So I am simply going to share with you guys how I support my body doing a normal, healthy person's cycle. So with all of that being said, let's get to it. The first thing I do, and this is something I try to do every day, and I will share with you a little bit about that, is use Progestins Plus. Now, Progestins Plus is a serum. It's mixed with oils, but at the same time, it is actually made from yams and is artificial. It's not an artificial hormone, but it helps with your hormone regulations. So, because it is not artificial, it is actually extracted from yams. You can apply it to the same place every day. It doesn't have those side effects that the artificial hormones that are given to a lot of women do, have. So that is a major plus. You don't have to worry about I know our bottles has the cancer warning. However, that's because we do it in the state of California, and California doesn't distinguish between artificial and natural hormones. Your body is going to go up and down. If you have looked at a normal cycle, your body has peaks of hormones and drops of hormones, and depending on what's going on, it just kind of works that way, and you need to support it. And knowing how a healthy cycle works, which is super important. And if you have not ever looked into what a healthy cycle looks like and should be, and kind of where your hormones are, that's something I would encourage you guys to research and just kind of see what a normal healthy cycle is supposed to look like, because understanding the peaks and the drops in our hormones helps us to understand what our body's going through and how to support it. So that being said, I try to apply Progestins Plus to my wrists every single day. And I can tell you guys, when I don't do this, I get more emotional, more moody, and more crampy. And I know I'm like, dang it. I think back and I'm just like, I didn't apply it like I normally do. When I am fairly consistent in applying it, I actually have it in my drawer where my makeup is and everything. So when I get ready in the morning and I put on deodorant and brush my teeth, it's right there. So I remember it, because to me, it's one of my important ones to have. I'm telling you guys, when I consistently take it, I'm usually surprised by the start of my cycle, because I don't have any of those PMS things happening. So that to me is a big one. Now, a precaution when taking Progestins Plus that you need to be aware of is, one, if you are on birth control, you cannot take Progestins Plus because it will affect your birth control. So if you are somebody who's on birth control and you're like, well, now what do I do? Don't worry, there is an option. And the option would be Dragon Time. Dragon Time will also help with that, as well as Clary Sage are both really great to do that. I make my daughter a roll-on with Dragon Thyme and Clary Sage to have her put on, just because it's a great way to help her with any hormones. And a lot of like people who haven't started, it's a really good roll-on to start using. Like Clary Sage is a great one to start using when you're preteen or whatever, you know, when you start seeing they're having those emotions before they even start. It's a great thing to use. As Clary Sage is a great one to use. And then like you can wait and hold off on Dragon Thyme if you think you need it, you can do that. But Clary Sage is a great one to use for some of those like pre-starting teens. So that's something that you can do if you can't do the Progestins Plus. I love the Progestins Plus, and I crave it, and I need it. Like I want to put it on. So, there's times where I will want to put it on a couple times a day, and I just feel like my body is wanting that more. And so I like listen to my body. And again, if you've seen me talk about my videos, you really need to be able to listen to your body and know your body to be able to, work with it and support it. So listen to your body. Your body's going to tell you a lot of things, and a lot of times we just don't listen. Like when you start getting like sick, you usually know ahead of time. You start getting achy, you start getting more tired, and just things like that, and we just ignore them and keep going instead of stopping and listening to our body saying, hey, you need to slow down. I need some rest and recovery time. So listen to your body, and go off of that. So that's going to be my one thing that I do every single day. Sorry about that. That I do every single day to just support in the pre-cycle, whatever, all of that. The next thing that I use a lot is, or that you can use a lot, I should say, would be like Panaway. Panaway is a great one, or Deep Relief even, to rub if you do get cramping on your belly. Dilute that and rub some on your belly just to kind of help with that. It can make a big difference. Let's see. Some of the other things that you can use are fennel is another one that's really supportive that can help as well. And okay, now this is going to kind of maybe sound weird to some of you guys, but I wanted to share this with you because I have had this problem. And so I know I'm not the only woman who has had this problem. So I'm going to share this with you guys here. I tend to get UTIs. Like in the past, it was really bad. And now it's not as bad, but I'm just super susceptible down there. I only use organic cotton, 100% cotton, like tampons. I don't use anything else. And the same thing with organic, fragrance-free pads or panty liners. I think that's super important. Again, if you've never researched what they actually put in the store, like the everyday Tampax, all of those ones, it's disgusting and it leads to so many issues. So that's a big one right there, is switch to cotton, all cotton, organic, fragrance-free supplies during that time of month. I know some people have used like the cups and other things. I'm not there yet. I've heard that they're super simple, but for me, using those has made a big world of difference. From just super sensitive to like not being nearly as irritated down there because of the switch. So another thing too is because of the UTIs, I actually take a couple drops of tea tree and I put it on the tip before I use it. And so that is a great way to kind of just add some extra protection down there because of the properties that the tea tree has. And it also is great because it helps with smell. So like, let's get real, folks. It doesn't smell the most pleasant down there. I mean, so yeah, I really hope that these guys turned this off before we got to this site, right? So that's just something to do too. Of course, some women might be more sensitive, so you might want to dilute that with some like coconut oil or something. I rub it on my belly, my lower belly, and I just kind of like do a whole preventative treatment during that time just to keep all funk and stuff that could happen to be going on down there like clean and nice. So that's just something that I like to do just as extra precaution. But again, it's not necessary, but I do highly recommend switching to all organic. So those are kind of some of the things that I have done to help me go through, get through, you know, caffeine and chocolate, as much as we crave them during that, you know, PMS time, they actually a lot of times can be more harmful than good. So that's something to keep in mind. And just like looking at, like, I know too, like if I eat too much salt, there's going to be different reactions from my body, you know, but that's usually what I'm craving. So think about some of those things. For me, red meat, I normally don't like any kind of beef, red meat, whatever. We pretty much are turkey or chicken, and I will crave red meat, like carne asada, like, I don't know, like any other time I eat it, I'm just like, oh, it's so disgusting to me. But there's something about like the iron, I think, and I have very high iron, so it's not like I have, you know, low iron, anemic or anything, but there's just something that my body again craves. So I'm like, if I'm craving red meat, my body needs it and I will eat it. So like I said, the rest of the time when I eat it, it's literally like, if I don't get organic, like grass-fed beef, don't even feed it to me. But even that, when I'm not there, it's not good for me. So anyways, that's kind of a whole another subject. But there you guys go. Those are some of my tips and ideas. Of course, drinking lots of water, getting rest, taking a nice bath if it's really bad with some oils in there is always a great thing to do. Again, you could use some lavender, you could use some fennel, you could use some clary sage, you could use some Panaway or something like that, you know, to kind of help relieve some of that tension. But those are all ways that you can help support yourself during that time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel so much. And I don't know what to say for commenting below, like, because I think this is a subject, again, that most people are kind of more shy to talk about. And the fact that I can talk to you in a camera makes it so much easier, because I don't know if I could actually have this conversation even with some of my members one-on-one. So being able to just do it this way is a great way to get that information out there to help people without having to actually be face-to-face and have those conversations that sometimes can be a little more awkward. So there you guys go. Have a wonderful day. Again, thanks for watching. If you liked it, thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I would love to have you be around. I love talking about oils, homeschool, Disney, and our country living. So there you guys go. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Bye.